I think we good. Yeah, we good. We good. All right. I think we good. Yep. Okay. I just got myself on TikTok. All right. I'm going to promote the live real quick on Instagram, and then we'll get into it. Ready, boys? To everyone in the chat, say what's up. But actually, let me get the... I'm just going to start promoting it. You know, we're doing our thing. Here we go. Jeez. Just want to promote it, make sure we're good. Hopefully there's no lag today. We're getting better at all this. But welcome, guys. We are live right now, brutally ranking every MLS club. Yes, I'm talking about all 29 MLS clubs. Tap in right here, right now. Let me just do this real quick, and then we will start. Sorry for the delay. I'm just making sure that we all good after yesterday's disaster. But what's up, guys? How we doing? How we feeling today? Once that's uploaded, we will go for it. But anyways, today's stream, we will be brutally ranking all 29 MLS clubs, like I said in that little clippy clip. And it's going to go crazy today because I'm going to be hot take after hot take pretty much the whole time. Also, I don't like this chat box thing. I'm going to get rid of it. It's a waste of space. Anyways, so who should I start with? Comment who I should start with, and I will rank them for you guys. I will say, actually, I'll explain everything first, although it's pretty obvious what's happening here. Actually, yeah, let me get that display going. Beautiful. So tell me which team I should rank, and then we will go from there. You want me to rank LAFC? Really? That's who you want me to start with? You're killing me. I know you're an LAFC fan, but you're killing me, man, with that. All right. So, I mean, everything, all the categories here are pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to explain them. It's just where I see them going. First of all, actually, let's start with the obvious. I mean, San Jose, first team eliminated. I got nothing positive to say about them. Actually, I want to pull up a post. I saw on Instagram today. Let's see. What's it called? US Soccer Plus posted something about Jeremy Abobasi. And a quote that stuck with me. Yeah, this one. San Jose Earthquakes forward Jeremy Abobasi. Everything is a disaster, frankly. We can't talk about next year because I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. I don't know if some of the guys in the locker room will be here. And yeah, 18 points. That is garbage. That is the worst thing I have ever seen in the world. Respectfully. They are the worst team. I don't know if they're the worst team I've ever seen because, believe it or not, they actually have good attack. They have good pieces like Jeremy Abobasi, who I guess is not going to be there next year. But Pellegrino, he's good. They just got Maradona's like godnephew or something, and he's been good. Lopez, decent, not a bad player at all. But they're ayus. God damn. It's funny. I should feel bad for them. But I also don't because they're one of my rivals. But also they don't feel like a rival anymore. I just feel sad. I mean, the Galaxy, for those of you who don't know, I'm a Galaxy fan. I'm sure all you guys know. The Galaxy beat them 4 times this year. 4 times. Let's talk about the other club that got eliminated already. SKC. Where are they? SKC. Blow it up. I will never understand the loyalty that Sporting Kansas City has to Peter Vermees. He's the longest tenured coach in MLS. Cool. That's great. It's a cool thing. I respect Peter Vermees as a human being and what he did for SKC. For the longest time, they made the playoffs every single year. But it ain't working anymore. And their core is old. Their front three, I believe, are all in their 30s at this point. You think you're going to cook in the Open Cup? We'll see about that. Yeah, he is in a cup final, but like, actually, I'm not going to disrespect the Open Cup. I would never disrespect the U.S. Open Cup. Shout out to them for doing that. They're still out. They're still eliminated out of MLS, so they're in the out tier. Do I start with Atlanta now? Do I just go with Atlanta? By the way, throughout it, I will be flipping on the standings, going through stats. I want everyone to see what I see. I'm not going to act like I know. I mean, I know everything. Obviously, I know everything. But I don't have every stat memorized. And when I want to look up something, I'm gonna go over to that page, and there's team page. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that, right? Anyways, Atlanta United. They're not making it. Where are they right now in the standings? Yeah, they fell out. They finally fell out. I just don't see what this team has. And they sold their 3 best players. And I do think we need to have conversations about Atlanta United in general. Sure, they just got rid of Carlos Bocanegra. That was a huge step for them. But Atlanta United, to me, they've just kept trying to replicate the success of their 2018 team. Every year. The second Almiron left, we have the perfect replacement, Pity Martinez. He's just the Walmart Miguel Almiron. Oh, that didn't work? Okay, let's get Marcelino Moreno. Walmart version of Pity Martinez. Thiago Almada was great. They did not get the right players around him. Giacomakis had the talent to be better than King Joseph was. That might be a hot take. I don't know if Atlanta United fans are going to respect me for that, but Giacomakis was scoring at a level that Joseph Martinez was, very similar builds. Giacomakis actually kind of reminded me of a prime Robbie Keane, who's my favorite Galaxy player of all time. But no, he left. And then Caleb Wiley got sold. And now they're stuck with 39-year-old Brad Guzan in net. To be fair, he's made some great saves recently. Not going to disrespect Gru himself. But Atlanta United is a rough club for me. I'm not going to lie. And I don't see them making it. Yeah, they just got what's his name? Moranchuk, the Russian guy. He seems to be pretty good. But it's too little too late for me. I'll be honest. So they're not making it. Okay, so this is going to be a tough one. Austin, right? They're not making it, unfortunately. And I feel bad because I'm actually going to Austin. I'm going to Austin this weekend. So there won't be a stream Thursday. Sorry about that. But I'm going to Austin this weekend. I'm excited to see that stadium. Actually, I want to look up something real quick. Oh, you guys are going to see my burner account. That's awkward. I'm off Twitter. I don't go on Twitter anymore. So for the people on stream, I have a burner account now. But Sebastian Driussi, is he leaving? Damn, their head coach trash talking their star player. Oh yeah, hey, this is what I wanted. Sebastian Driussi's been retweeting and liking stuff about him leaving. That's not good. That's not what you want at all. What's up, guys? Welcome to the chat if you are new. That's really bad. Your best player. And I was actually just talking to someone. I was actually at Saturday's football just an hour ago because I need to go outside sometimes. Even I go outside sometimes. You guys should too. But I was talking about Austin and how it was only 2 years ago that they were the second best team in the West. But that feels like a decade ago. I don't like what I'm seeing from this team. Sure, they beat my Galaxy earlier this year. But hopefully they prove me wrong this weekend when I go visit them against RSL. That's going to be a big match, but I don't think they'll make it. And I'm sorry to the Austin fans. Who should I? I'll just go in order. CF Montreal. I think they're not already out, but they're going to be out. Like, technically, I should keep the out tier for the clubs that are already out. But Montreal, man, who even is their top goal scorer this year? It better not be Joseph Martinez. If Joseph Martinez is the top goal scorer of CF Montreal, I might lose it. Sorry, I don't be watching CF Montreal like that. Expose me. I don't care. Vote me for MLS fraud. Joseph Martinez. Joseph Martinez is tied for your top goal scorer in 2024. That's so bad. Sorry, I'm checking my TikTok feed. I want to get the TikTok feed on my Streamlabs, not try to do that. Joseph Martinez, Sanusi Ibrahim are your top goal scorers at 6. We're like 30 matches into the season, guys. Their top 3 guys here are their strikers. I also think the Bryce Duke experiment is over. For a while, when LAFC traded away Bryce Duke, first to Miami, then to Montreal, and specifically when he got to Montreal, I thought Bryce Duke / Noah Beck's best friend, or AKA, I thought Bryce Duke actually could be like a great number 10 in MLS. I believed it. I still think he's got potential, but to make him the focal point of your attacking midfield, I'm not about that. I'm not about that anymore. Let's look at his numbers real quick. And maybe I'll get proved wrong, but 3-2 in 28 matches, 1,700 minutes. No, not vibing with that. I like Bryce. I want to see him succeed. 23. I'm older than him. I've reached Ung status. But he was looking pretty... Damn, he didn't really have the numbers, but he was actually looking pretty good for Montreal last year. I do remember that. Maybe he still looks good for them, but no. Let's stop talking about them. Charlotte. Where are they in the standings? I'm not good with the standings. I only really care about the top right now. Okay, they're in. Now the question is, do I think they're better than a first-round exit? Let's see. If the season ended today, I'm going to pull that card. They play Columbus. Oh, hell no. All right, first-round exit. I actually do like Charlotte FC. I think Charlotte FC is great. I think they're building something that's pretty decent. However, if they have to go against Columbus in the first round, no. Tim Ream was a great addition. I don't think he's necessarily the game-changing piece that they need. I still think they need a striker. Tim Ream was good, except for their best position before they got Tim Ream was the center back with Adelson Malanda and Andy Privet. They were great. Privet now taking the back seat, but Malanda's great. What's up, Dapper Jack? LA Galaxy #1. Sorry, I'll try to respond to the TikTok chat as well. I don't want to leave you guys, hanging, because y'all are great. I love y'all. But Charlotte, no. They're a great team. I like what they're building. They still have an issue at striker. Wings are getting better. Let me look at their stats real quick. We have an hour and a half to do this, guys. Let's look at this. Let's see. Stats. Come on, load. Ajimong. Damn, he's got better numbers than I thought he did. I thought he was struggling a little bit, which he kind of is. He's not the most clinical goal scorer yet, but he's young. Vargas has been pretty decent at times. Actually, Westwood 6 assists. I didn't know he had that in him still, so that's cool. I just think I just don't think they're making it past the first round, but they'll make it, and I think that's a huge success for them. Have they made the playoffs yet? I know they had a wild card game. Yeah, they had a wild card match. That was good for them. Didn't they lose? Yeah. Shout out American Ultras Talk. Yeah, Ajimong was actually pretty good. So I do respect him a lot. Damn, you thought Joseph Martinez was at Cincinnati? He wasn't in Cincinnati? Am I tripping? I mean, you could let me know if I'm tripping. For the people on stream, do I just show you guys my burner account on Twitter? I'm not gonna let you guys follow it. I'll block you. It's literally just for me viewing. I don't even post on there. I don't like anything. I don't like Twitter. I like reading things on Twitter, like the news and stuff that I use in my videos, but I don't like Twitter itself. And I'm off Twitter, like legit off Twitter. I haven't deleted my account, but like don't go follow me on Twitter. Anyways, back to this. Chicago. I mean, they're out. They won't make it, and they're still in it technically, right? Yeah, I mean, they're 14th. They're 14th. They're out. What to say about the Chicago Fire? Getting rid of Shaqiri was the first step. However, the amount of times that I've seen this club take the first step and not the second, third, fourth, and fifth step, it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty embarrassing. The last time they made the playoffs was like 2017. Good squad. Nikolic, Schweinsteiger, Dax, Alexander Katai, if you know what happened with him. Very funny story. Should have been a G. Then his wife had to be racist. Chicago sucks. No offense. But their fans know that, and that's the thing. I think no fan base deserves more than Chicago Fire fans. Before 2017, I don't remember the last time they made the playoffs. That's bad. And I'm sure someone in the chat could help me out there. When was the last time Chicago made the playoffs? Yeah, everyone in the East is still mathematically in, but that doesn't mean they're in. I mean, it means they're in, but I'm not counting that, right? Oh no, I'm not, if I think a team is out, I'm going to be harsh on them. This is brutally ranking clubs, not just ranking clubs, just brutally. Colorado, that's a good one. That's a good next one to do. I want to pull up some stats, though. Colorado right now, they're the 3rd seed. They're in position to make it to the second round, which is amazing. But do I think they could do that? Also, do I think they can go to the conference final? That's a toughie. As of now, what's crazy is that we'd actually get LAFC, LA Galaxy in the second round. Because LAFC keeps falling. That would be crazy. Colorado for sure. I'm going to move them up potentially. They're obviously making the first round. Based on this, though, it says that here, I'm going to do another tab for standings. Based on this, they would play Seattle in the first round. That's tough. That is a tough matchup. Rafael Navarro, 14 goals. I'm sure most of them are pens, but still good. Georgi Mihailovic. I don't care if the assists are inflated because MLS does hockey assists on their website. But Georgi Mihailovic having himself a year. Double digs. Cole Bassett almost hitting that. I mean, I've been very vocal about me loving what this team has done. Do they beat the Sounders in the first round? I'm going to say yes. Screw it. I'm going to say yes. Do they beat RSL? I'm going to put them in the second round as respect to them. I might have multiple teams. Like, I might still put Seattle in the second round just on this tier list if I'm undecided. I already know I'm going to have 3 teams in my MLS Cup thing, at least. So, yeah. Do I see them making the Western Conference final? Actually, you know what? I'm going to put them in the Western Conference final. I do think they can beat RSL. Wait, what was Colorado Rapids versus RSL? I forgot about the Rocky Mountain Cup. What were the scores this year? RSL. Colorado took 2 out of 3. You know what? That's fair enough. I'm gonna give it. I love what this team has cooked. One of the best offseason windows I think I've ever seen. Feelings about SKC? Already in the bottom. I mean, they're already eliminated, so of course they're in the bottom. How's Twitch or not Twitch? I'm not on Twitch. What the hell am I saying? How's TikTok doing? What's up, guys? Feelings about SKC? Yeah, they done. They done. So I had a friend in high school who would always say, "Chicken's done." 2025 Colorado gonna go crazy? Yeah. Cole Bass is leading the team to the promised land. I actually believe that. I think he's great. I think he's a great player. And one thing I want to say is I respect a player for at least trying to go to Europe. He went to Feyenoord, didn't quite work out. That's okay. At least he tried. You know, I love seeing that in players. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you could always come back to MLS. MLS is a great option. I will always believe that MLS is a great option for the American player. But I have so much more respect for a player that tries to make the leap. And if they don't succeed at first, you know, they could always go back out there. You know, Georgi Mihalovic is another one of those. And that's why what I like about this Colorado Rapids team is they have a ton of guys who at least tried to make that jump. And I think, you know, that makes them mentally stronger players just as a whole. And that's why I love him. And that's why I'm not the biggest Jordan Morris guy, who we'll get to when I talk about the Sounders. I think that's good for the Colorado Rapids. I could see them making the Western Conference Final, especially if the you know, the seedings are what they are currently. Because the seedings here have Colorado facing RSL and LAFC playing the Galaxy in the second round. Okay. Columbus, do I have to say it? They're going in MLS Cup. However, they might not be the only team from the East I put in the MLS Cup. So I'm going to drink. This is iced tea, by the way. Big iced tea guy. Also a big body armor guy. I just had body armor yesterday on stream. If I do it every day, I mean, body armor's, you know, amazing. But, you know, I don't want to drink a body armor every single day on stream because I'm, you know, trying to cut a little bit, but, you know. Best drink in the world, though. Am I going to post an El Trafico vlog? No. A wildcard exit will go into not making it. I don't count wildcard game as making the playoffs because it's technically not the playoffs. It's a playoff game, but it's not the playoffs. The playoffs start when it's 1 through 8 seed. When it's the first round. So wildcards won't make it. Bassett isn't done in Europe. I could see that. I really could see that. I just want to say that I respect him. But yeah, in terms of an El Trafico vlog, I did not record anything for the El Trafico. I just wanted to, you know, be by myself. Or not be by myself, but sometimes I want to just go to matches. You know? So Sigma, I don't know. Wildcard games count for small franchises. That's what I think about wildcard games. They count for small clubs. Because if you're for most clubs, if you make the wildcard game and you lose, that's a fail. Wildcard games are for small clubs, but if you win them, that's great, and it's cool. I'm sorry to the people that I just pissed off with that comment. No, I'm not. Just do better. But Charlotte, they lost the wild card, and now they're, you know, or did they win? That's the thing. Who remembers wild card matches? This is my job, and I don't even remember. But I know Charlotte. It was Charlotte Red Bulls. I forgot who won. Was that when John Tolkien did the twerking, or was that in the club or in the Leagues Cup? Vander MVP? We might talk about that. I'll get to that. Ooh. So I'm contemplating a lot. Okay, Charlotte lost to Red Bulls. Let's see. Columbus. Yeah, back to Columbus. They're amazing. Hopefully they win the Campeones Cup tomorrow night. That'll just be another notch to their belt. Send them to the Club World Cup. Unless Miami wins Supporter Shield and MLS Cup, it's got to be the Crew. Unless the Galaxy win, because then I want the Galaxy to make it. But Columbus, they're beautiful. I would never doubt them in an elimination match. Period. I think if they make MLS Cup, they'll probably win it too. I don't hate to say it because I do respect Columbus a lot. People think I'm like becoming a Columbus fan. That's such BS. I just very appreciate them. Clip just in case. What do you clip? Also, hi Galactic Zone. Hi Marco. Does Hani return to form next year? If the team around him's good, I think he will. That's kind of how I see this. That's kind of how I just see Nashville in general. We'll get to Nashville. I got my piece to say on Nashville. DC are out. They're not eliminated yet, but they're out. I got to shout out my boy Bonesy, my GOAT, best goalkeeper in the world, obviously. But this team has nothing but Benteke. They really have nothing but Benteke. Let's look at these. Let's look at the stats. Show me them numbs. Show me them numbs. They've become so numb. But, all right. Come on, Wi-Fi. By the way, how's the stream tonight? I was a little worried after yesterday. Benteke could hit 20 goals. That's amazing. He's a Golden Boot leader, right? Or he's up there. The thing is, I just don't check the stats as much as I used to. I used to be like all on the stats all the time. I just watch the matches and I have my takes. That's me at this point in my life. That will change again. But yeah, 19. Fantastic season. But he needs help. And it's crazy because Benteke is one of those strikers that I feel like needs the service. Right? Like, I don't think he's great at creating on his own. Yet he's done it this year for the most part. I mean, there are a couple guys here with 10 assists, so I'm sure most of those went to Benteke. So maybe he didn't do it on his own. Di Pietro, he's a player that I think will be amazing soon. Not looking amazing yet. Matej Klich. Jared Straub, forever underrated in MLS. He's the guy that was on... He was... You're releasing the allegations if I don't put Orlando in MLS Cup? Hey. DC didn't like having score. Yeah. I mean, this team sucks. I don't know what to say. There's nothing interesting about DC as a squad, and there really hasn't been pretty much my entire time being an MLS fan. They were good in like 2015. I loved Bill Hamid back in the day. Nothing interests me about DC United. No offense. They're out. I should probably put Atlanta here, but I need people that won't make it. Cincinnati. We're going to have to talk about Cincinnati. Ooh. Let me get into this one. Cincinnati. Also, thank God I'm only streaming for an hour and a half today because my voice, 30 minutes in, is already cooked. By the way, Eli, you sent a request on P. Ooh, Messi LAFC. I might have accidentally denied it. That's my fault. Yeah, that's my fault. LA Galaxy. Shout out to those in the chat. I'll get to them, obviously, when I get to them. FC Cincinnati, though. So if I put two teams in the MLS Cup for the East, which aren't FC Cincinnati, does that mean I can't put FC Cincinnati in Eastern Conference Final? You know what? Right now, they're second. They're playing the Crew in the second round. Since he's not making past the second round. Unfortunately, I think this team's brilliant. And for a while, last year we thought they were going to be the best team in the league. I actually predicted Columbus to win MLS Cup last year. Roll the tapes. But, yeah, I mean, Cincinnati, it's just tough. They're in the most stacked at the top conference I think I've ever seen this with this Miami side with Messi and this Columbus Crew side that wins every trophy. I just feel bad for Cincinnati because, hey, they won the Supporter Shield, which has been amazing, which was great for them. They didn't do in the playoffs. They have a great squad. Lucho Acosta is arguably the best player in the league outside of Messi. You could make that argument for sure. I don't think he should win a consecutive MVP just because I don't really believe in two-time MVPs in MLS just because it's only happened once. But if you run into Columbus in the second round, in Columbus, first of all, I might have to be there. I'm gonna have to convince Body Armor to send me out there because that would be one hell of a match. I was at Hell is Real last year, but in Cincinnati during the regular season. Cincinnati, let's look at the stats. We looking at every club stats. All the interesting ones. But damn. And shout out to them. They've already clinched the playoffs, which is great. Lucho, 12 and 18. Ooh, you might not be able to deny him an MVP. Yuya Kubo. I would make the case that Yuya Kubo is the most underrated player in MLS, and I don't think that's a hot take either. Yuya Kubo plays any position better than your starter. Oh, FC Cincinnati did go undefeated at the Crew? Fine. You know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Y'all go to Eastern Conference Final. I still don't think you'll win MLS, or you'll make MLS Cup. But I'll put you in the Eastern Conference Final. That's fine. Whatever. If I'm tripping that hard. But I do believe in Yuya Kubo. I think he's been fantastic. He's also been there since the start, right? Or Shano, MVP candidate for next season. He's newcomer of the year conversation for sure. He's not being Gabriel Peck, but he's up there. It's been a great addition to replace, what was the guy they had? Barrial. He's been a great replacement for him. So I like Orishano. I think he's been fantastic. He can do pretty much anything with the ball. Fantastic finisher too, which is pretty surprising for his position. I love him. I think he's great. I think Cincinnati is a great team. That's the thing. The top three in the East, first of all, if you're not in those top three in the East, you're not making MLS Cup this year. I could still see Cincinnati make MLS Cup. Or if they do make it, I won't be shocked. But I still think Miami and Columbus are better. We're going to get to those guys last. Dallas. Where are they? They could slide in. So the question is, do I trust Dallas or Minnesota more right now? And the answer to that is Minnesota. Dallas will make it. They're not out. I'm not going to put them in the out tier. Jesus Ferreira is, a player that exists. Peter Musa, he's been a very good signing. I was very impressed by their signing. Be kind to Dallas. I like Dallas. Dallas is a great club. I think they have a good roster. They're just... It's too late in the year for them to make that run. I think they're cooked. Let me look at their stats, though. I'm not up to date on my Dallas stats. Shout out to them for demolishing LAFC, actually. If you want my respect as a club, if you demolish LAFC, you have my respect. You have all my respect. First of all, their new stadium, which I'll maybe talk about or not new stadium, but just new renovations for the stadium, look amazing. Peter Musa, 15 goals in his first season. That's great. Jesus Ferreira, good numbers for someone who's only played 1,000 minutes. Ariola. I love Ariola. Do you know why I love Paul Ariola? Because he's a Blink-182 fan. Paul Ariola, Blink-182. They're my favorite band of all time. F Cancer, facts. I'll have to pull it up, but I have a photo of Paul Ariola wearing a Blink-182 shirt. And that improves you for me. Anyways, that's my video from earlier. Alan Velasco are back, which is great. Beat Miami 6-1. Was Messi there, though? Was Messi there? Listen, Jay, you could tell me all you want. I'm not putting you guys higher than what conference final. Cancel me. Whatever you want. Yeah, Messi LAFC, you could send it again. Thoughts on Blink-182's chances of winning MLS Cup within the next 5 years? If you're talking about San Diego FC, then yeah, they honestly could. Who knows? We've seen crazier things happen. Atlanta won it in their second year. I will never leave the Galaxy. However, even if they're the Galaxy's rival, if San Diego FC, which they should do, does a collab with Blink-182, I will buy it, I will wear it, and I will not apologize for it. I mean, they're from San Diego. That's just like the collab. You know, Nashville's got Johnny Cash. Seattle's got the Jimi Hendrix kit. Give me the Blink 182 kit. Actually, that'd probably be really explicit. Probably like a balls and a pee-pee as like a, I don't know. That just, you know, that's Blink humor. Anyways. It's clipped. Feel free to clip anything, though. But, 20 minutes till allegations drop. Is that when you think I'm going to get to Orlando? What if I just skip Orlando entirely? Houston! First round. I like this Houston Dynamo team. As much as I hate to admit it, though, they're not beating LAFC in the first round. They're not beating... Unless they get a top 4 seed, they're not beating any of these teams in the first round. They need to get a top 4 seed. They need it. They're not going to beat any of those 4 teams in the first round. And I'm sorry. Houston Dynamo, though, they do have aura. Do you know why? Because they have the GOAT. The new GOAT. Baby GOAT. Griffin Dorsey. Yeah. Enough said. U.S. Open Cup GOAT. GOAT of my life. But no, for real, Houston's great. They proved that they could go far in a tournament, winning the Open Cup last year, making it far in the playoffs last year. I had them actually making MLS Cup. I was one prediction off from having a perfect bracket last year, and it was because LAFC beat Houston in the conference final. I had Houston beating them. Call me a hater, whatever, but I just thought Houston was really good. It wasn't even about LAFC there. Ezequiel Ponce, he's starting to find himself. Great signing. Struggled at first, but with foreign players, it's the Goss theorem, the David Goss theorem. If, foreign player to MLS, they might struggle their first year. They'll be great the second year. I think he's looking better now. He scored in the last couple games. A few goals at some point in the last few games. I know he scored last week. But he's been a great signing for them. He's the type of signing this club needed. He's who Sebastian Ferreira was supposed to be. So I do like this Houston team, just like I like this Charlotte team. I just don't see them making it out. All right, now we got the big 3 here. I'm going to put them last. Actually, I need a tier here. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I don't want you guys crying at me like you always do. No. Griffin Dorsey is the best. Let's go. Sorry to the Houston fan on TikTok that wants me to put them in... Oh, Elisha's here. What's up? Sorry to the Houston fan that wants me to put Houston in Western Conference Final. I don't see it. Minnesota. They're also won't make it because I realize that I'm not considering wild card games as making the playoffs. And as of now, they're going up against Portland. Portland, the craziest team right now. It's crazy that they're this low in the standings because they are so damn good. But we'll get to them when we get to them. But I think Vancouver beats them too. I'll give Vancouver that slack. I will say Kelvin Yeboah has been a really good signing for Minnesota. And it's crazy because most of his goals have been pens, if not all of them. But the way he takes pens is nasty. He takes great pens. Some of the best pens I've seen in MLS. Maybe I'm glazing too hard a guy that just makes pens. Miami versus LAFC. That was my initial prediction this year. Thank you, Messi LAFC. I obviously can't answer it till now. Or till after the stream. But Portland number 1. I'll get to Portland when I get to Portland. But I have a lot to talk about with Portland. Kelvin Yeboah has been a great addition. Thank God they got rid of Reynoso. That was just an era that needed to end. Don't burp on stream. There we go. Let's look at their stats. Who's cooking in Minnesota? They got more guys than just him, though, right? They had a really good window. By the way, what's great about this stream is I'm going to talk about clubs that you'll never hear me talk about in my regular videos. I think that's kind of cool. What's up, Plant Boy? Bongi Halongwane. Oluwaseyi was good at the start of the season. He kind of fell off. Robin Lod, underrated. I think MLS 360 glazes him a bit too hard. A lot of people love to talk about him. I mean, the fact that this team is still in the playoff hunt with Timo Pukki being AIS, that's good for them. He's entering absolute fraud territory. Who else did they add? Someone wants to comment that. But Kelvin Yeboah, 5 goals in 5 matches. And that doesn't include Leagues Cup. Did he score in the Leagues Cup? I think he did. Oluwaseyi is great. I just don't think he's there yet. But like Ajimang, who we talked about earlier, they're young. It's fine. They'll cook, you know? Yeah, I have Kratos as my profile. Nashville. They're no one's out in the East, but they're not making it. I'm not even putting them in the not make it tier. It's frustrating, and I think there's a problem with a few clubs in MLS. I think of Nashville. I think of Seattle. I think of Sporting Kansas City, where they just run the same roster every year. Philly is even up there, even though they're making some changes. But Philly, for a while, was in that conversation. But they have a problem of just keeping the same core for too long. And I think this Nashville group, with Walker Zimmerman as a DP, Hani Mukhtar's amazing, but, just the help around him, Sam Surge is meh. I just think they've kept their core for way too long. And that is an issue. It is an issue. And BJ Callahan, USMNT GOAT, he stepped in. But I think they need to do something. They need to do something. So I'm trying to adjust so I could... They added Caden Clark, but he's already gone. Caden Clark's already at Montreal, which he's actually revitalizing himself a little bit there. But they already got rid of him. He was not playing well, unfortunately. And his fall-off has to be... So these predictions, Kenta, Sup, first of all, they're not standing predictions. They're predicting where they're going to finish at the end of the year. Who's going to make MLS Cup? How far are these teams going to go? But I am going to look at the seedings that are currently there, and I'm ranking them based on those. So if the season ended today, how far do I think they're going? For the most part. For the clubs that are fringe, I'm going to say, are they going to make it or not, or make the first round? Revs. The Revs. My beloved. I do like the Revs a lot. They have zero chance. Damn, I have to put them in the out tier. I mean, if I have Chicago and DC and all these guys in the out, but the Revs. This is heartbreaking for me because they have everything they need to be up there with Cincy, with Columbus. I said it. I think the Revs have everything they need. But ever since that Bruce Arena, whatever it was, we don't know. Whatever happened there, this team's just lost it all. I truly believe this club is good enough with the players they have, especially adding Luca Langoni. Maybe next year will be a bounce back year for the Revs. Do I trust Caleb Porter in 2024? I don't know. I mean, he's the most underrated yet overrated MLS coach of all time. I don't know if that makes sense. Because everyone says he's terrible. Everyone says he's terrible. And that's one way to look at it. But then also he still has 2 MLS Cups to his name. That's a thing for another time. Where did the Revs finish last year? Because I had them doing pretty well. Yeah, they were 5th last year. And in 2021, they had the points record. This team has everything they need to be great. Let's look at stats. Carles Gil, to me, is still a top 5 player in MLS. I still believe Carles Gil is a top 5 player in MLS. To me, he's now Ricky, but like he's arguably like the best passer I've ever seen in this league. I said it. Am I coming to Vegas on October 5th? Sadly, no. Do I think the Galaxy have a chance to win MLS Cup? I'll get there when I get there. Vrioni, a perfect example of a foreign player in their second year, or maybe this is his third now. Either way, getting better. Another issue with this Revs team is injuries. Chankalai, Barrero, all getting injured, and I feel bad because they're such good players. They have a great team here. Great depth. It is funny when I see Bobby Wood score in 2024. I might have to do a video on Bobby Wood. I just like Bobby Wood. He fascinates me. His career. Ivacic, actually very funny. I had Ivacic as my goalkeeper of the year last year, at the start of last year. I remember that one. Because he was with Portland still. Or was it the year prior? One of these years I had him, and then he got suspended or whatever happened with him in Portland, and then he left. But heading into that year, or he got injured, I had Ivacic as like the best keeper in MLS, which he was. Second or third in like 2022. My years are all mixed up. I'm getting old. Okay, we got the New York teams. Boom. Boom. Listen, Red Bulls might get a 4th seed, which is great for them. But they're not beating any of those 3 clubs in the second round. Oh, wait. So they could make the second round. Wait, who would they play? Wait, they'd play Orlando. You know what? I'm sticking to that. First round. Out. I'm sorry, Marco. I'm sorry to all my Red Bull fans. I think Orlando right now is a better club than the Red Bulls. I don't think I even need to show you to back it up. The form that Orlando's been in has been remarkable. Sorry to Faku in TikTok, but while we're on it, and I am going to talk about NYC. Listen, y'all make the second round. Orlando are on the come up. Facu Torres is doing great right now. Duncan McGuire's finding himself. Muriel scored a couple goals. Good. I like Ramiro Enrique a lot. That's where I have them. They're not beating Miami in the second round. I would love for them to. I would love for Orlando to beat Miami, because I actually went on a podcast. I'm just remembering this now. I went on the Urban Pitch podcast. This was heading into the year when there were high hopes for Orlando before they were terrible. And maybe I'm the reason why they were terrible because I jinxed them. But I said, they asked me for a hot take. And I said that Orlando would beat Miami and win MLS Cup. Obviously, they can't beat Miami in MLS Cup, but they will beat Miami and win MLS Cup. And now that I think of it, they still can. They're in the prime position to beat them in the second round. I could see that happening. No, I'm going to talk about NYC. Don't worry. I'll go back to NYC. What's up, Penguin Plays? How you doing? NYC might reach the second round. I'm sorry. All right, let's talk about NYCFC right now. Let's get real for a second. First of all, I made a video about NYCFC today. Their fans, they're really growing on me. Their supporters are really growing on me. First of all, as of now, they're playing Cincinnati or Columbus. No way in hell they're beating either of those clubs. And the problem with NYCFC, and first of all, I don't know how they are so good. I mean, they're not good, but I don't know how they've been a playoff team for the entire season. Because I look at this roster on paper and I don't see a single game changer. Santi Rodriguez is close to being that guy, but in MLS, in order to succeed, especially in the playoffs, you need a star. A certified star. Stars matter, which is why, unfortunately, I will put LAFC higher than I would like. But stars matter in the playoffs. They do. And Santi's not there yet. I don't think they have a single star. Maybe that's a hot take. I have never believed that this NYCFC team, I didn't even think they'd make the playoffs this year. Should I, let's just make sure I don't have, here. Predictions. In my standing predictions, I had NYC as 12th. Wait, can you guys see my screen? Oh, you can't even see it. Okay. I'm looking at my notes right now. I had NYCFC as 12th. That shows you where I thought they would be this year. Alonso, yeah. Are you talking about Alonso Martinez? Yeah, he's been good. I just don't think they're ready yet. They're a year away from being a year away, which is one of my favorite terms. Especially they use that in basketball a lot. A year away from being a year away. And I think that's where this NYCFC team is. And a year away from being a year away is basically when their stadium opens. And, by then they're going to have stars. I believe in the future of New York City Football Club. I don't believe in this present, especially with Cushing as their head coach. Shout out to their fans. I think they're doing great as a fandom, especially with what they're given. I got some comments roasting, NYCFC for having a small supporter section and all that. What are they supposed to do at Yankee Stadium, right? They're doing the best with what they got. And, hey, they have a ring. Cool. That's great. But they're not making it past the first round. They'll make the first round. Even if they fall to the wild card spot. Actually, no, they need to not fall to they won't. They won't fall to the wild card spot. Philly, speaking of the wild card spot, the 9th seed right now, I think they will make the first round. They beat Toronto. In the wild card game. That's set in stone. They made it far in, Leagues Cup, whatever you want to say about that. I'll get to the Galaxy later. Don't worry, man. I'm saving the best for last. Actually, speaking of that, I got to switch them over right here. Best for last. But Philly are led by my king, Ty Baribo. Yeah, Penguin plays. Your little boy with no job. I know you. Bruno Caboclo was 2 years away from being two. Exactly. You get it. Sorry, I haven't checked the chat in a minute. I love Philly. Okay. What I will say about Philly and their fans specifically, they've always showed me love. And I've grown a bit of a connection to Philly. I think it's no offense to you guys. I'm going to roast you. I hate all the other Philly sports teams. My uncle's from Philly, and I love him to death. He's great. He's a huge Philly sports fan. I was traumatized by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 2008 NLCS. That's all I'll say. I was at the Matt Stairs game. That should tell you why I don't like Philly. But the Philadelphia Union, I've always liked. I grew to like them as they were very nice to me. Now they have my king, Ty Baribo. So we're all good here. And for a while, I thought they were on the verge of being one of those clubs that just keeps their same core for way too long. They started to make moves this year, and I think they're heading in a good direction. It'll be interesting to see if Andre Blake's still there going forward. There was, he seemed disinterested at the start of the season. He's also not the same goalkeeper he was before, but he's still, he's still good. And, when he's healthy and playing, obviously. They still have young guys coming up. Quinn Sullivan. All this talk about Kevin Sullivan, and that's great. He deserves the talk. He deserves the hype. Okay, you guys hate the Phillies? Am I just American? Not necessarily. Yeah, Matt Stairs game, enough said. That's all I got to say. And I was in right field for that. I was in the outfield. I'm not necessarily just American, but we're going to keep it as that for now. What was I going to say? What were we talking about? Philly. Oh, yeah. All this hype about Kevin Sullivan has been great. Oh, he signed a new long-term contract? Okay, that's cool. We need to talk more about Quinn Sullivan, because I think he's legit as well. And he's more ready than Kevin, that's for sure. I mean, obviously with age, but like he's looking pretty good for them. And I see him being more of a focal point of their attack. or attacking midfield next year. But that's next year. This is this year. They're not beating Miami, Cincy, Columbus in the first round. Although they're a team good enough to beat a 1 seed, just not these 1 seeds. So that's that. Portland. Ooh. Actually, I guess I could. Actually, real quick, let's get all the easy ones out. St. Louis, out. St. Louis, I feel bad for them. But also, it's interesting with St. Louis because everyone felt like they had beginner's luck last year. With all those lucky goals or whatever. But their style of play is great. I really like St. Louis. Best stadium I've ever been to in my life. Actually, I'm gonna fill my glass of tea real quick. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. I'm back. Sorry, I just too much going on. Damn, people are live right now. Or people are there. All right. People are on TikTok. That's great. What's up, Sam? Good to see you, bro. I'm going to see you very soon. Sam, Betty Samrath, he's someone who loves me. He loves me very much, and I love him more. You're a good kid. How do I think the Galaxy will do? You feel disrespected? As an LAFC fan, I didn't need to say all that. Oh, dude. Oh, you're talking about Sam. Never mind. Let's get back to this. Portland is really fun. And I watched them absolutely slaughter my team. I mean, it was 4-2, but they slaughtered us. Portland right now is unbelievably fun to watch. And that means something, right? Right. Their defense could use some work, but at the same time, Crepeau, fantastic goalkeeper. Kamal Miller's one of my friends, so I mean, I'm never going to say anything negative about him, but they're good. I really enjoy them a lot. Portland, let's go. Club America or the Columbus Crew? I'm going to go with Columbus because I'm biased. Team MLS all the way. All the way. Do you know the way? But no, I love this Portland team right now. Evander. Let's talk about Evander real quick because I talked about this on my stream yesterday, but obviously the stream went to crap because copyright, whatever. Evander. It's becoming uncool to say Evander should win MVP. Because for a while it was like, ooh, Evander's really good. Could he win MVP? But now everyone is saying he saying it. So now I don't feel cool saying that Evander should win MVP. And the reality is, even if his stats are goated, which they are right now, and we're going to look at that real quick. Even if his stats are goated, there's no way in hell. And I don't have a vote. MLS doesn't trust me with a vote because I'd vote Griffin Dorsey for MVP probably. But if I had a vote, I can't give the MVP award to an 8th seeded player. To me, it's got to be, you got to at least be a top 3 seed to have the MVP. And I could go back and look if it's happened in the past. That's irrelevant. Because just in my opinion, you can't be MVP. Oh wait, it's weird. I'm not picking my nose. I just have like scratches around my nose, which is really uncomfortable. I mean, this trio, all getting 14 plus goals. They'll have 15 plus goals. Amazing. Evander with 20 assists too. Ooh, I just lost my live on here. Peck or Cucho? Don't make me do that, brother. I gotta say Cucho. Unfortunately, I love Peck. Cucho is, to me, the second best player in MLS right now. You could say Suarez, but that'd be mean. So, yeah, you said Lucho is MVP this year. But the problem is, and I said this earlier when we were talking about Cincinnati, I don't believe in MLS giving out 2-time MVP awards. And he won it last year. So it's got to be someone else this year. Puig and Peck, why aren't they considered for MVP? Maybe because their numbers don't fully align. I think they do have a shot at MVP. I would probably give it to Puig, even though Peck's numbers might be a little bit better. I just think Puig, no one has more touches in the league than him. And, that's just a fact. Wait. Joel. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think Evander's the only reason. Cabecita, what an amazing signing. He's in running for newcomer of the year. He's a player that I always thought should come to MLS. I'm glad he didn't go to LAFC because he was rumored to go there for a while, and I was just like, nah, let's not have that happen because I like him. But he's been an amazing player for them. Navarro MVP. Messi would have been MVP had he stayed healthy. And hate that or not, that's just the truth. Messi, MLS stats. His numbers are still ridiculous. He's still in double digits for everything. Yeah, 14 goals, 15 assists in 15 matches. I think we're living in a society where MLS will still give Messi the MVP. And maybe I need a vote so I can change that. This November, I want you guys to vote in my comment section. Give Eli a vote. If you don't want to have Messi as your MVP, which he will, he'll be given MVP. If you don't want that, vote for your boy to get a vote, to vote for your boys. But yeah, healthy Messi, which we'll get to at Miami. They're great. 14, 15. That's absolutely ridiculous. Even if some of those assists are inflated because MLS, those count for MLS stats. So that's really what matters. Portland. Okay, I never even answered where I think Portland's going. So in this case, they'd play Galaxy in the first round. No, Portland. I need you to not be the 8th seed. I need you to not be the 8th seed. They're like the one team I don't want to play in the first round. I need y'all to not be the 8th seed. I'm going to pretend they get the 7th seed. Do they beat RSL? No DC United winning at all. I'm sorry, bro. That ain't happening. I'm going to say they go to the second round. Somehow this Portland... No. Yes. I'll put them in the second round just to fill it up a little bit. But then now we have RSL, who as of now would face Portland in the playoffs in my world. Because Portland's not the 8th seed in my world. I still have them going to I still think they can make the conference final. This team's been fantastic all year. They had a little bit of a drop-off, yet still they're hanging. They're still hanging in there. Whatever happened with Chicho happened, and it's gone now. Who cares? By the way, if you're on TikTok, keep liking this stream. Just spam that like just so I get more people on here and we convert more people to MLS. That's what we're trying to do with these streams. Get these MLS people. Yes. Yeah. Can I get in? Oh, yeah. That was weird. But shout out to my one of the capos at the Galaxy. He makes that sound. I give you some content on God. Sam, I don't trust you. Respectfully. You're my guy, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks, actually. I'll be there for decision day. But I don't trust you on the mic. Just like I don't fully trust the Seattle Sounders team. They're that club that you should never doubt. Oh, wait, we're talking about RSL. But first, Seattle. They're the club that you should never count out because they always find a way But on paper, this Sounders team is mid. I'm not going to say the A word, but they're mid. Jordan Morris still being a DP in 2024 is crazy. And, it's just weird because they're in great form right now. And they're a good club. They always find a way. No matter how weird their season is, no matter how meh it is. Yeah, keep spamming those likes. Let's go. No matter how bad they are and whatever, they just somehow find a way to make it far. So let's look at the standings here. And I'll go back. So they would play the Rapids in the first round. I have the Rapids going far. I have them even in the Western Conference. Oh, Morris is not a DP? You see, Sam, you're saying that you guys are bad. Yet somehow you've made your way to the 6th seed. Which, you could say in MLS is mid. Which it is mid. It is mid. Actually, 6th seed. It's pretty mid. I'd say 5 and up, you're good. And I'm not just trying to cut them out. But I do think the Sounders are good. It's weird. Who even are their stat leaders? So I'm just going to keep opening up tabs. Albert Rusnak, he's had a better year. He's still not the DP1. Jordan Morris has 13 goals? Since when? I know he's found form recently. I don't want to be a certified Jordan Morris hater either. Because I like him as a human being. And I feel bad for trashing him. Since when he's had 13 goals? Rui Diaz, we know he's gone next year. So that's going to be good for them. Albert Rusnak, yeah, he did pull together a year. But isn't he out of contract? Back-to-back for the Crew, baby. Portland are only good at home. That's fair. I hate how I have scratches on my nose. It's so annoying. Stat padding against small teams. All right, that makes sense. Whoa, don't be a Pedro de la Vega hater. Bro has barely played. Goss theorem will come in clutch for him. I think he'll be a beast next year. That being said, let's grade the Sounders now. Let's grade the Sounders. They're a first round exit at this point. They are. I really put the Portland Timbers in the second round when I don't see them beating any one of those first 4 seeds. Let's put them back. Yeah. Let's. I gotta put them back in their place. Wait, but then there's no one in the second round. You know what? These are teams that I see could make the second round. Let's just do that. Mathematically, it doesn't work for this, but I'm just going to throw the teams. They haven't lost in Seattle in 7 years. Interesting. And I'm going to Decision Day in Seattle, Portland, Seattle. So maybe I'll see that for myself. Toronto won't, though. They're not making it. I don't think they're making it. I'm sorry. Put Houston second. That's not happening. Not in this Western Conference. Not in today's climate. Who did I just put? Toronto. Do I need to talk about Toronto? The Italian Revolution's failed. They're not getting a Giovinco 2.0 with Insigne and Bernardeschi. No offense. Hertman, he is a great coach. And for a while, he was getting the best out of those guys. I just don't think, looking at this squad in full, they have the talent to make the playoffs. If they win their wild card game, that's cool. They're not going to win their game after that. But I don't think they will win the wild card game. Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. I did not just quote Ben Shapiro's stupid rap song. I'm not a Ben Shapiro guy, by the way. I just that when that thing came out, that got stuck in my head. Berna 8-8, Insigne 4-7. Shout out DeAndre Kerr. That's my college classmate. But no, this team, Sean Johnson, unfortunately, has fallen off a cliff significantly as well. I don't see this Toronto team. Vancouver, they're a first-round team. I think if they fall to the wild card game, they'll beat Minnesota. They're not beating any of the top teams in the West. They're not. I'm sorry. They're not. And now we have the big three. San Diego's here. I can't get rid of them. I'm sorry. I just don't know how to do that. But we have the big three. Let's check the chat real quick. Irish wristwatch. Okay? Irish wristwatch. Do you think I like... Do you think I have a lisp or something? All right, anyways, back to this. You think Peck's closer to MVP? I don't know. What's the app called? This is just tiermaker.com. Simple. There's no app. Just a website. All right, LAFC. I don't want to rank them. Because no matter what I say, I get attacked by these fools. And me calling them fools, that I'm getting attacked for that. I don't even want to talk about them, but I have to. They're really good. Unfortunately, I know they're falling off a little bit. They lost to Dallas on the road. But I always say stars matter in the playoffs. And I think that I know they have the stars. I'm going to put 3 different clubs in Western Conference Finals. It all depends on the seeding. I think they're there. Maybe I need to drop one of RSL Colorado to the second round. No, but then there's 2 Western teams. All right, should I bump one of these teams up? Oh, no, but you know what? Yeah, I'll put the Red Bulls up. I'll bump them up. I think they're better than NYCFC so right now, so that's why I'm going to put them up. Just for aesthetic, I'm going to put them higher. LAFC to me are Western Conference Finals. I think at some point, the Galaxy, hot take LAFC first round exit. Dude, I would love that. It's just not happening, bro. I don't like, but they have the stars. And like I say, stars matter in the playoffs. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to go far. Will they make MLS Cup? Not if they play the Galaxy at the Digs, because, I mean, who knows, actually. They might do it, but the Galaxy haven't lost at the Digs yet, which is what I'm believing can stay true. So speaking of which, let's do them first. Let's do Miami. So I said there would be 3 teams in the MLS Cup tier. And I really believe that it will either be Miami or the Columbus Crew representing the East in MLS Cup. And I think whichever one of them makes MLS Cup, unfortunately, pains my soul because of who I have making the MLS Cup. But I think whoever makes MLS Cup out of Columbus or Miami, no matter who they face, will win MLS Cup. Will win MLS Cup. Miami has the stars that I'm mentioning. Obviously, Messi, just look at this. 14 goals and 15 assists. It's ridiculous. Well, take my MVP rant aside. It's great. I mean, they are great. They're going to win the Supporter Shield. I know they're kind of choking it a little bit, but I still would trust them over any team. 64 points. They could break the record still. They're still in position to break the point record. It's going to be a lot tougher. If you break the point record, I have to put you in MLS Cup tier. I think the only team that could take them down is the Columbus Crew. Maybe that's a hot take, but, the Columbus Crew, you can't doubt them in a playoff setting, like I've said like a billion times this stream. No way Portland's over the Union? I disagree. I think they're a better team than the Union right now. No offense. Union, they had a big 4-0 win this past weekend, whatever. Or was it 4-1? Whatever it was. They've been great. They've been better. But this Portland team scares me. And maybe it's bias of having watched a full one of their matches recently because they beat the Galaxy, and I watched that full match. But Portland scares me. Personally, San Diego's winning it all. Facts. Is that all dare? We need Jay to kick Kyle. Yeah, how do I kick someone out of a YouTube chat? That'd be funny. Bro, we insane. Philly, I think Philly next year will be a better year for them. I just don't see. So the reason why they're first round here is I don't see them beating Columbus, Cincinnati, or Miami, who they'll probably have to play in the second round. Or no, in the first round. That's who they'd have to play in the first round. That's why I have them as the first round. What am I saying? Quakes making a comeback? Not this year, that's for sure. Keep liking the TikTok. Actually, our numbers are going up on TikTok. That's pretty insane. I'm vibing with that. Let's go. Keep bumping it up. Keep liking these. Liking the stream keeps boosting me. If you want MLS to reach the top, keep liking the live. Yeah, I see those. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Yeah, this Miami team's stacked, and they keep adding players too, which is, a video for another time or a stream for another time. But let's talk about my beloved No, I'm just kidding. My beloved LA Galaxy. Heading into this year, first of all, the Galaxy were just coming off of being 13th in the West. Really bad. Really bad year. We got rid of the toxicity, right? Will Kuntz, my glorious king. Will Kuntz comes in and he shakes things up. First of all, he did well last summer with restrictions, getting Sorillo, getting Yoshida. Then this offseason, my boy brought in 2 new DP wingers, which we desperately needed. And not only did one of them hit, both of them hit. And the player that I thought was more of a risk, Gabriel Peck, has been the best one. And not even the best one of those 2. Shout out Joseph Painzel, he's been great in his own right. But not even the best one of those 2. But arguably the best newcomer in MLS. I think it's very hard to say that he isn't the best newcomer in MLS this year. So shout out to him. But my expectations for the Galaxy heading into the year were we are going to make the playoffs, be a good seed, and that's a success. I wasn't even thinking MLS Cup was a possibility for this team. I thought it was build this year so that we could win MLS Cup next year. Because in my head all year, especially at the start of the year, I thought it was going to be Miami LAFC. That's what the league wants. But I have a conspiracy theory for you. What if what the league wanted this whole time was Miami versus Galaxy in MLS Cup? Not saying it's scripted, but maybe I am. Do you know why? Did I spit? My bad, because I'm spitting facts. The opening match. Well, not the opening match, because it was RSL versus Miami. Whoa, that might be another conspiracy theory. But the Galaxy's first match of the season was against Miami. Miami made the trip that first weekend of MLS. Yeah, they played RSL midweek. But that first weekend of MLS, Galaxy played Miami. They hosted Miami. Miami came to LA to play the Galaxy. They didn't come to LA to play LAFC. Was that a setup? Was that the script being written for us already? Call me crazy. I am. I know I'm crazy. I am crazy. We know this. No sane person would try to stream 4 days a week. But maybe the script had it all along that the Galaxy were going to make MLS Cup this year. Call me whatever. I don't care. Call me biased. I didn't even believe that this Galaxy team was good enough to make MLS Cup this year. Yeah, here we are. This team cooking with 3 brilliant DPs, the triple Ps. Already the best offense in the league outside of Miami. And then this summer you go out and add Marco Reus. This summer you go out and add Marco Reus. Is he the Gareth Bale of the year? Is he going to come up big in MLS Cup like Gareth Bale did? I'd love to see it. I mean, Marco Reus is one of my favorite players of all time. He is starting for the Galaxy right now a lot of the time. But I believe in this Galaxy team now. And what made me believe in this Galaxy team now was simply beating LAFC in the last El Tráfico. Heading into it, I had no faith that we were going to beat LAFC in the playoffs. I'll be honest. We've already lost them twice in the playoffs. Do I think Velo will make a difference for LAFC in the playoffs? Probably not. He's cool. Why Union in first round? Because I don't think they could beat any of the top teams in the East. That's why. But when the Galaxy lost the first 2 El Tráficos of this year, I was scared. Losing 2-1, sure, you could make arguments that they got BS'd out of a couple points, especially in that first one with that stupid Bouanga penalty. But either way, a win is a win, and I'll give them those. And I went into that last El Tráfico. The Galaxy lose, and even draw, that they are not winning MLS Cup this year, or even making MLS Cup. And after that first half, man, and this is a Eli Lore story I will tell you. So Galaxy fans in their supporter section, or in the tailgate area, we had a piñata with I think a goat. Is that like Chivas Guadalajara's mascot or something? A goat with a Chivas USA jersey on. Whatever, rivalry banter. And the little kids, they destroyed it, whatever. But then, when it was halftime, Galaxy supporter section people could go back to the tailgate area to use the restroom, which I did, and no one was there. The piñata was hanging, and I was so down bad. I was so down atrocious that I just started beating the absolute crap out of that piñata. Oh, I went in. Pause. I destroyed that thing. And yeah, Chivas mascot to go. And yeah, man, I destroyed that piñata. I had never been that angry in my life. I'd never been that down bad in my life. I was sober. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't do none of that. That was pure, raw Eli emotions that you never see. And then I go back, anger released, and the Galaxy had the best half I've ever seen. Truly remarkable. And I'm actually like about to cry just thinking about just how down bad, how just euphoric I felt with that match. And it was just such an amazing moment, and it made me believe in this Galaxy team. You know, with how good the squad is, how good they've been at home at the digs, they're making MLS Cup. I think they lose, though. Unfortunately, I think they lose. I think they're much better at the digs, which is not a hot take. That's an obvious. And I do have Columbus and Miami over them. I am going to put Miami as like the winner. This is Messi's year. Whatever. This is just going to be Messi's year. Anyways, I'm going to answer questions for a few minutes. Yeah, no diddy. Yeah, clip that, whatever. Yeah, the stream isn't crashing today. But comment. I'm going to answer questions for 5 minutes, and then I'm ending the stream. Because I actually have a softball game. The Hebrew Hammer is back. But I'm actually so happy that the stream worked out today. Oh, your favorite moment of me was when I cursed out Bouanga at the bowl. We don't repeat the words that I said that night. We do not repeat the words I said that night about Denny Bouanga. And the thing is, I said worse words this time around. When that dude went and flopped and then pushed Jalen Neal, the audacity of Bouanga. Bouanga's now my least favorite player. For a while it was Jesus Murillo. Bouanga's I don't like Bouanga. That was yes. Felipe Mora, last minute goal MLS Cup. I recorded that. I was there. I was recording as much as I could. It was great. That was a great moment. It was awesome to say I was there. It's also funny how StockX has been the ad on this stream the whole time. Not sponsored, but I am on that site way too much, checking out sneaker prices. Y'all know I'm a sneakerhead. Who wins Open Cup, LAFC or Sporting KC? Probably LAFC, but also it'd be really funny. And I'm not just saying this as a Galaxy fan, but it'd be really funny if they choked another final. Listen, I get it. Bouanga, part of the reason why I don't like Bouanga is because he's really good. And I can admit, like, he's really good. He's amazing. Doesn't mean I have to like him. Flopping ass hoe. Anyways. What do I think about Nicholas Hagen? Is he the one on Columbus? Yeah, he's the backup at Columbus, right? Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I like him. I don't think he should start over Schulte, obviously, but... Canadian Championship predictions? Will I bring back the beard? Should I bring back the beard? Can Portland make a top 4 seed? Statistically, yeah. If they make a top 4 seed, then I feel way more confident about putting them as a second round team. Do I need to explain to anyone who missed me talking about their team? Do I need to explain the placement to them? We got 4 minutes left on the stream, guys, before I gotta go. Be careful about what? Who do I think is better in Liga MX? Brandon Vasquez or K-Cal? Probably Brandon Vasquez. Explaining LAFC, I just have them probably losing to either Galaxy, RSL, or Colorado, whatever that happens. Or they make it, yeah, they're going to lose to one of those 3 teams. I see them making MLS Cup. If LAFC makes MLS Cup, I will not be shocked. And technically my original prediction's right, because from the start of the year, I said Miami would beat LAFC in the MLS Cup. You could go search that, scroll back in time. I'm not pulling that up. Or I have my predictions out here. And then I had Orlando winning MLS Cup as like a joke, but I truly believed it was Miami LAFC. I guess that's what I said. Tomorrow's stream, by the way, will be Ultimate Team. I'm not going to play online with anyone. I'm actually now doing that on Mondays because apparently I can't do match reaction, so I'll be doing multiplayer Mondays, which will be really fun. But tomorrow, I plan on starting my Ultimate Team, and I don't want to reveal too much about that series yet, but it'll be really fun. Actually, no, I'll tell you guys, for the real ones still on the live stream, I will be building the perfect MLS squad on Ultimate Team as Series 1, and Series 2 will be the classic Road to Division 1 with my MLS club. I'm going to try to get to Division 1, and I'm not even good at EAFC. But I'm going to try to win or get my way to Division 1, online Division 1, with my MLS club. So stay tuned for that. But tomorrow we start building it. We gotta build it first before we can go in. So that's going to be it. I got the Ultimate Edition, so I'm going to have points. So we're going to open some packs, and we're going to try to start building our squad. It'll be great. And it'll be a full stream, 5 to 8. Tonight, 6 to 6 or 5 to 6:30, just because I have a softball match, and I'm very excited for that. But anyways, that's about to end it. Campeones Cup winners, the Columbus Crew! Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Base MLS cards are trash, but there's heroes, and I'm going to count icons for that, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. But if I could get a Pirlo icon, that counts for the MLS squad. He played in MLS. Anyways, love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm glad the stream actually